When we talk to vegetable growers, the two most important issues they face when they transition from conventional management to organic management is either weed management or soil quality.
Today, we're at Lincoln University with Dr. Tansisa Horacio, who is working on a very neat project funded by ORG, where you're looking at perennial and annual cover crops and tillage, how that affects vegetable crops. Now, tell us about this study.
My name is Tansisa Horacio. I am Associate Professor of Soil Science and also Research Director here at Lincoln University of Missouri. So before we get into the actual study, we started off by talking to producers in the state of Missouri and vegetable producers and asking them what issues they have. And one of the things they told us is soil health issue, soil health problem, and how they can fix. And of course, one of the things they told us they tried to fix the soil health issue is by using cover crops. And what normally happens is that they take land out of cash crop production in order to grow the cover crops, but that is not ideal,
Right?
Because if you don't have cash crops, then in terms of profitability, that's not a good thing.
Right.
So we came up with this idea of doing both cover crops and vegetables at the same time, okay? And we submitted our proposal. It got funded by Organic Transition Program, and here we are.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is the fourth year of it.
Yeah, this is the fourth year of it. For the last 3 years, what we did was we have, vegetable production rows, and then we have the alleyways in which we grow either perennials, annuals, or tilled controls.
Because a lot of organic producers were probably just using tilled controls.
Yes.
And this is a way that they can get both worlds, improve soil health
Yeah.
with our cover crops, perennial and annuals, and grow vegetables.
Yes. So one of the things is that tillage is the most effective method of weed control, but it has its own disadvantage, which is breaking down the soil structure.
Right.
It's very important for producers to understand that if you break down your soil structure, then that means that there is no infiltration of water into the soil. So there will be runoff. So you will lose your soil, you will lose your nutrients. So tillage is not a good thing. That's why we need to grow cover crops. And the question is, which cover crops?
Sure.
Perennials or annuals? That's why we are doing this.
And you mow them to keep them under control.
Yes. So so this study is very creative because the cover crops we are testing here, they are ideal or suitable for occasional or periodic mowing. So they can fit into the intensive vegetable production system.
And the nice thing about, because you have annual cover crops, or mostly summer annuals.
Yeah.
But you also have these perennials.
Yeah.
They grow almost year round.
Yes. So the advantage with the perennials is that once you have them established, you don't have to worry about them for the next 3 years or so.
Right.
But the annuals, you have to do it year after year after
So you have
year.
that seed cost every year.
Yeah. So we want to compare and contrast that.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. And maybe biomass might be more for the annuals, but you just
Yeah.
got to find out.
So we looked at that one over the last 3 years, and the fact of the matter is we're trying to do two types of perennials. One is the orchard grass red clover mix, and the other one is perennial ryegrass and white clover. And then the annual cover crops is the sorghum Sudan grass and the sweet white clover.
Sure.
And what we saw from our data is that the perennial ryegrass, white clover, produced the largest biomass year
Really?
after year.
Because I thought maybe the other one would, because it's more of a big robust plant. But
Yes.
it's really
Yes.
that one that has that cool season that it keeps growing and keeps
Yes,
growing.
yes, and the nice thing about the perennial ryegrass and the white clover is that the biomass, the above ground biomass, is also reflected in the soil health properties.
Really?
So that treatment, that cover crop mixture produced the best soil health result.
And when we talk about the best soil health, we're looking at what?
So we're looking at carbon and nitrogen indicators.
Uh-huh.
So these are in the form of active carbon or technically we call them permanganate oxidizable carbon.
And that's the carbon that the organisms are eating right now.
Yes, so that's the food source,
Yes.
if you will. So the readily available food source for the microorganisms that do the job for you in terms of releasing the nutrients that are in the organic matter. Yep.
So how about structure? Are you improving the structure?
Yes, so this year we're looking at the soil structure as well. So we have not analyzed the data statistically yet, but my feeling is that the perennials are going to positively impact the soil structure as well.
All right. Because if you got more microorganisms, they help build the soil structure, and that all just goes together.
Yeah, again, the soil structure is the key here
Yes.
for producers to understand. Soil structure, why is it important? Because when you have a good soil structure, which means that you have a good pore space, a network of pores in the soil system that allow the water to infiltrate into the soil and for the roots to grow and for the microorganisms to breathe. If you destroy that structure by tillage, then there is no space for roots to grow. There is no air for the microorganisms to breathe. So it's a bad thing when you till your soil and destroy the structure.
So every time you till, you got to start all over again.
Yeah.
Goodness. And water is one of our most limiting factors.
Yes.
And so having that good structure is so important.
Yes.
to
So
capture that water.
yes, that's again, soil structure is very important for three things. Number one, for aeration. Number two, for roots to grow. And number three, for soil water to stay in the soil.
Yes.
If the soil structure is destroyed by tillage or other physical forces, what's going to happen is runoff.
Right.
So you will not have any water in the soil.
So what you did a very unique thing this year is that after 3 years, you moved your vegetable production on top of what you had before, whether it was tilled or annual or perennial cover crops.
Yes, so we wanted to answer the question of, okay, so if I grow my cover crops, whether that's perennials or annuals, for the last 3 years in the traffic pathways or alleyways, and when I switch the vegetables into where we had those cover crops, what the yield of those vegetables look like.
Right.
Okay, so if the soil health is good, would that be reflected in the crop yield as well? So that's what we are doing this year.
Great.
Yeah.
And also, how long does this last?
So that's another follow-up question we'll be asking. So how long will it last? Is it going to be 1 year, then it start to decline, or 2 years, or 3 years?
Right.
So we'll find out that.
That's really important to
Yeah.
just to know.
Yeah.
How about food quality? That's a big thing now. That we'll start to learn more about how good soil health can affect food quality.
Yes. So that's another key question. So the linkage or the nexus between soil health and human health.
Yes.
So
yes.
human health in terms of the produce quality, right? So this year what we're doing is the analysis, tissue analysis or fruit analysis in terms of nutritional quality
Oh, wow.
of these vegetables we produce.
Because really, down the road, we probably will get paid more for our quality.
Yes, so this is, we're doing this in organic system. We normally get, premium price for organic
To
produce.
start with, yes.
Yes, so if we can prove that for example, tomato or kale or cucumbers produced in area where you had perennial or annual cover crops, then we can make a case that the quality of the food is higher in this cover crop versus the other. So, that's going to be a good thing to make a case for higher prices.
Oh, sure. Now, your staff has also made some observations on weeds.
Yes. So, yeah, that's another very important question. So when we talk to growers, vegetable growers, the two most important issues they face when they transition from conventional management to organic management is either weed management or soil quality. Okay, so in addition to the soil quality, we are also looking at the weed abundance. Okay, the weed seed bank assessment, as we call it. So this year what we did is we took soil samples from areas we had perennial cover crops, annual cover crops, and tilled control, and we just put that soil on a tray in a greenhouse and just water it and wait for the weeds to emerge. And what we observed so far is that if you look at the soil that came from the tilled control, it has plenty of weeds. Whereas if you look at soil that came from the perennial cover crop treatments, you have very few weeds.
Oh,
so that's
wow.
very interesting.
Yeah, it is. So controlling weeds is huge.
It's a big issue, especially when
really-
you're talking about organic systems where they do not allow you to use chemicals.
Right. And you also had some colleagues looking at diseases. I mean, all of this can make
Yes.
because what we have found out, a healthy plant
Yeah.
can overcome these challenges of diseases and
Yes.
insects. So,
Yeah.
so that becomes a factor too.
It's very important. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Well, anything else you want to add to this?
No, this is very interesting, and we are very excited to have the data we have so
Oh,
far,
yes.
and publish that and get into the hands of, the people who needs that data most.
Right, right. Because this winter you'll be getting all the soil health data and
Yeah.
nutrition, and we look forward to seeing all of that and how this impact is.
Yeah.
And so where you had the production before, you're going to put that back in your perennial cover crops and
Right,
your annuals
right.
and tillage.
So we keep rotating it, and we have graduate students and postdocs working on this project, and they will be making presentations on conferences this winter.
So this is well designed enough that it can be a long-term research
Yeah,
project that we
yes.
can look 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road.
Yeah. So this is very important study. Like you said, we started at a 3-year experiment, but we'll continue doing what we have been doing so that it can become a long-term experiment where we can answer so many different questions.
Oh yes, because a good experiment will bring up a lot more questions, and this one certainly has.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Tansisa. We really look forward to seeing the data.